Alright guys, welcome back. We have a 2004 Dodge Durango with a 4.7, and complaint on the vehicle is that it's got a surge, it's got a hesitation, the idle stays high a lot of the time, and the check engine light is on in the vehicle. So she had this thing scanned, and she was told that they believe it needs a map sensor, but they weren't sure. So this was not a repair shop that scanned it. It was a store that she had gone to that does free code reading. So there was no determination really of anything for sure. They were just able to give her the codes, and that was it. So she wanted to check. She wants to make sure it is the map that's failing on it. So all right, we did scan this thing, and when we did scan it, we had two codes in it. Sorry about that. We had a P0122 and we had a P0068. Disregard the 113 for now. I have the IAT unplugged. I caused that code, okay? So I just wanted to go through this real fast with you guys. The P00122 is a TPS code. After I cleared it, it did not return immediately. What did return was the 68, which is manifold pressure, throttle position correlation. So it's seeing an issue, a differential there that it doesn't want to see. All right, between the TPS and the manifold pressure. The quickest thing was to go into data. Okay, I'm just going to start this thing up. I'm going to go into live data, and I want to show you guys what's going on, what I see. Map volts, barometric pressure, vacuum, throttle position, sensor voltage. So here's where we're at. I am not really concerned right now with the map. I don't care about the map. I put it up here, but I don't really care. What I want to see is my TPS. So I'm going to just go full screen on the TPS. I'm going to zoom in a little, slow it down, a little too much maybe. Okay, so right now you can hear the idle surging, hopefully. It is ranging between about 500 and 900. The TPS voltage right now is 1.4 volts. This is at idle, closed throttle. First thing I checked was I pulled the air tube off and I took a look at the throttle plate to make sure it's not dirty. Carbon deposits and such will cause an issue for sure. I was not convinced that was the problem on this, okay? So right off, we're looking at our voltage. I'm gonna hit the throttle. You see I have a reaction here. I don't know why I did that. But notice, I'm off the throttle now. We're back at idle. She stalled out. Look at my voltage on the TPS, 2.3 volts, almost 2.4 volts. You can see it on the graph here. All right, so now I'm gonna hit the throttle, all right? And you notice it jumped up, it stayed up, and then it came back down, but it's still not right. It's 2.1 volts. This thing should be about a volt, all right, or under. A half a volt maybe even, okay, on this thing. Either way, it's not even close to spec. Proved it if you could see here, 2.36 volts. That's where we're at right now at rest, key on the TPS. And what I'm gonna do, actually, is I'm just gonna hold this here and I'm just gonna hit the throttle. I'm going to hold, manually. And you can see it's just stuck. I'm going to tap on it. Tap on the TPS with a screwdriver. And as you can see, we did drop down to, where are we? About 1.5 volts. Okay. This TPS is broke. So we're going to put a TPS in it, and we'll see from there where we're at, where this thing sits. Alright, I want to show you guys, as you can see here, I'm going to move this, and now it's going to make a liar out of me. There's the spring not returning on the TPS. Let me grab the new one. I'll show you. Here is the new TPS. See how it snaps right back? The old one. Alright. Simple. Let's see where we're at voltage wise. As you can see, this thing dropped way down. So I brought the cursor down so that I can show you guys we're at half a volt, 0.6. Now watch as I snap the throttle compared to before. See, it's instant and consistent. Okay, let's start it up and see what we got. Okay, so I'm back in the car. I wanted to plug the IAT in. As you can see, half a volt, a little over, right in spec. And you'll see the spikes here as I hit the throttle. Okay, same thing. I'm graphing it on the scan tool. That's the only difference. So this is what the PCM is seeing. This is kind of a good lesson too to keep in mind, guys. The PCM is seeing this information, okay? And this is what it's interpreting. The scope is giving you the real deal from the sensor, not what the computer is seeing, if that makes any sense. Just something to keep in mind, all right? In this case, the computer is seeing what's actually happening, but what if it was interpreting something that was happening incorrectly? Just keep that in mind. In any case, this is our graph. So I'm going to back out of here, and I'm going to go to codes, and there should be codes stored. There are throttle position high, this, that. This is all me, except for the 68. I'm going to clear these. Key is on, yes, yes. Okay. I'm going to cycle the key off. I'm going to cycle the key on. I'm going to start it. I should immediately notice a difference here in the idle, which I do. It's about 900 right now. We'll see what happens. There are no codes. This set a code instantly. That 68 set absolutely instantaneously when I started this truck. So there's no codes in here. I don't expect the 122 to come back either, obviously, because the TPS was bad. I don't know why that code didn't set again for me. That was kind of strange that it said only the 68 when we definitely had a bad TPS on here. But either way, we can see the issue is fixed as far as her complaint. So two methods, right? Two different methods. You can use the scope, graph it real time on the scope. You can go into, if you don't have a scope, you can go into some of these tools and use a graph to see the problem that way and actually verify what's going on. But I like to use the scope because I know that I'm seeing exactly what's coming from the sensor. That's just you know, the graphing meter, whatever you use, it's coming directly from the sensor. This is interpreting data, so there's just always that little percentage of the possibility that you can get a misdiagnosis. That's all I'm saying. This thing was bad enough though where you really didn't need to graph anything. You could have used a multimeter. You would have saw that the voltage was way high on the TPS. And if you start tapping around on the TPS, you would notice that it would move because that spring in there is broke or worn. So just tapping on that vibration would allow it to go back partially to where it's supposed to be. You know, so you're not going to always get them where they're broke like this. So this is just, you know, something to share. But that'll be that. I'm going to road test it, obviously. See what's just make sure everything is good. Maybe change a belt on here, because it's got a little bit of a squeaky squeak, and that'll be that. She should be good to go. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, whatever you guys want to do. Leave a comment. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you soon.